Hello, my chat today. So, let me move over. Oh, no, it's looping now. Oh, on my end, not yours. There we go. Hello, guys! I hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, I'm doing another one because, it's kind of fun, if that makes sense. I needed a little break and I wanted to go live a little bit today too, instead of yeah. I skipped yesterday because I was out hanging out with friends in my city, and I figured why not get one in. Should tell you guys, I'm actually gonna be on K-Hawk's stream tonight, the K-Hawk cast, and we'll be talking a lot of other things. Hello, Paint Splash 1712. Hello, Pop Culture Fan 03. Uh, But no, so I figured it'd be fun to go live and look at. I had the Lemonade Mouth video requested, and upon watching it, I think there's stuff to discuss there. Um, and then also, his most popular one was the Descendants video, and I figured it'd be a good time as any, as someone who's watched Descendants, to go in and discuss. And yeah, just discuss Descendants in his way as someone who's seen the movie. Because I'm kind of curious how he does that. But if you're joining us, hello in the chat. I know another Alex Meyers streams. Call me surprised, but I genuinely think it should be fun. Before we get going with it, because I want to give it us until like 1:10 to kind of warm things up. How are we doing today? Yeah, I can wait. How are we doing today, chat? Sorry. Do 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 do. No one said, but I assume you're doing fine today. Cause that's hey, nice, you're doing good, cool. That's the answer. That's all I needed. It's like when your father says, "Are you going outside this late at night?" and then no one responds. And then you're like, "Are you going outside?" No, sorry. That's a bad dork. That's fair. Yeah, my reason why I wanted to do another video on Mr. Myers is I kind of had fun with it last time, you know? Well, I did have fun. And I figured I don't really discuss a lot of this stuff, but I care a lot about like teen movies as far as it goes. And I figured it'd be fun to just have another bite of Alex's videos and dissect them a little bit more. Hi Asher, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're trying to do streams more often. Majority of the reason why I'm streaming more often, I should warn you guys in advance, is I'm trying to save money and stuff because I am currently still unemployed. I finally got a lead on yesterday on a bartender position, but I have had so many bad job interview experiences because places are so crappy sometimes. And I would show up and like, dude, I am currently at war with a Hello Kitty cafe. Long story for another day. But yeah. But so I think I've got ideas for other streams that we're gonna be doing at some point. We are going to do a Pokerogue stream is planned. I'm gathering my yeah, Hello Kitty Cafe is a long story. I'll get into that at some point. But so I have planned in my server, I'm gonna drag my friends into a friend lock, but in Pokerogue at some point, which will be fun. But until then, I figured with the last video also doing pretty well, because it did really great by my channel standards. It's actually still getting views to right now. Why is Xfinity trying to give me $5 to see the Odyssey? Thank you, Xfinity? I swear, some places. Oh, it's like save $5. That's cute. Good for you, Xfinity. But so yeah, I also had in the chat of my last stream, or in the comments, I chatted with someone and they wanted me to cover Lemonade Mouth. So I wanted to also, as a Lemonade Mouth fan, discuss it. So, gonna give the warning on the film or Descendants in at least a while. I saw Lemonade Mouth last. I think it was. I've only seen it once in the past few years. Double checking. Yeah, I watched it once in the past era. I watched it in February 2022. So I'm a little out of date on my knowledge on that film. It's fantastic though, but I know enough. And then Descendants, I also watched once. I didn't like it, and it was in 2024. So you're gonna get a mix of me talking about a film I care a lot about and have done an entire video on in the past, and me talking about a film that I don't care for as much, but I think is interesting. Because this Descendants video of his, if I'm gonna go into his channel and check, which I'm gonna just do quickly, I believe is his most popular video to this day. If we go to most popular, yeah, his Descendants video is about by 3 million views the most popular video he's ever made. Only behind, with only competed with by Tall Girl and Descendants 3, which even that has a few millions views in a difference. So, with all this said, let us get this up and going. We got about 3 more minutes before we go into the content. Is everyone having a good day? Or is everyone cozy? You guys better be cozy right now. I'm commanding you, D. I haven't watched his Descendants videos in a while. Yeah, I've not watched this in a while too. So, but I'm curious because he compared Obsession to Descendants, and this is 7 years ago. So, a big thing when you think about YouTubers and we look at their careers is there's traits that are intrinsic to who they are from at the start of their content, and then every creator kind of evolves a lot in a lot of ways. If you go back to early Phineas videos, they're very different than the modern era of my stuff that I make. I'm a lot looser now, I think. I tend to be a little more myself in my videos. Because when I got going and started on the YouTube pipeline, um, understandable, Disney animated stuff's great. Look, I don't think I'm gonna do a third stream in the near future on him. I don't want to be that guy who made 3 streams on Alex Meyers. Well, streams are kind of like less. They're more disposable than anything. It's not like I'm making 3 long videos on Alex Meyers. He is not my white whale. But the way that I view it, right? Wait, I'm gonna clear this thought, then we're gonna go back to the whole YouTuber era's thought. So the way that I think about this is it's fun to just go and it's just kind of fun to go and look at a video on a film that I don't even like and see how it is quality wise and how it holds up. But so it's also fun for me. I'm utterly fascinated by the creative process. That's why I talk about films. Oh no, that sucks for the air quality. Yeah, Canadian wildfires do be like that sometimes, I guess. Rest in peace to Maddie. I'm kidding. Maddie's doing great, probably. But to go into that, YouTubers tend to go into various eras, right? And you can kind of mark it if you see things, because as YouTubers have things that succeed for them views-wise, we tend to try to chase where the views are. And you'll see if a video blows up and does really well, you'll tend to see in the near future a lot of videos that are pretty similar coming out. For example, when I had my Animal Farm video wind up blowing up by my standards, I wound up starting to do bullet reviews more frequently, and that's been kind of the guiding style of this era of my channel. It's weird because I'm more a retrospectivist and video essayist, but the last video essay that I did was on Despicable Me as the films, and that video, dude, that video got cannibalized. It was a month of work, and then LS Mark released a very similar video 2 days later, and no fault to Mark here, it happens, but the video kind of just died at that point. Because, yeah. But anyways, yeah, so going through the eras, like, this is probably the video that was this was the core memory, probably, for Alex Meyers' style. All right, are we ready, chat? Press 1 if you're ready. And then we'll move over to the watching screen. Hey, there's some ones. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Huzzah. Hey, I'm standing right by him. He's my friend, you know. This little white blob, dude, I have done everything for him. I went to his kindergarten graduation. He was a child then, and I had to support him. And then when I saw this little white blob go off to his high school graduation and be named valedictorian, I said, "Heck yes, dude, white blob, you go, girl. You go, white blob. You go to college. You become the best creator you can in college in whatever you're creating." And then at his white blob wedding, and at his white blob wedding, I was the officiator. I said, "Mr. White Blob, are you ready to date Mrs. White Blob?" And they said no, because it's a wedding. They had already been dating. Uh, why am I asking them if they're going to start dating at a wedding? But I was there for that. And then when they gave birth to their white blob child, oh my gosh, that was such a magical moment to be in the hospital of. They're like, "Mr. the one and only," and I'm like, "Yes, that's me." And they're like, "Can you come in and say hi to our white blob child?" And I said hi to the white blob child. I did. But now we go back to the memories and we watch through as he talks about Descendants. Sorry, this is a weird bit. I'm so sorry. That's all. I was getting really into that for some reason. That we love that. Good for me. All right. I'm gonna get one more drink of my root beer flavored concoction thing. A lot of you guys know me from like laziest streams. You guys know how I am, so I'm not as worried to be myself because you guys know how dorky and jokey I am in these situations. Like, if someone's gonna make a bad joke, well, the first person to make a bad joke is Alex, and then it's me. I'm the second one. Hello. Okay, cool. Guys, let's dive in. Descendants doesn't make any sense. By the way, I'm a Disney history nerd. Like, I'm not a Disney adult in the Disney adult sense, but I care a lot about film history and like everything. I don't know if that's gonna get reflected. I forget how Disney history of Descendants is. Probably not. Anyways, let's dive in.
You know, ever since High School Musical 1.
Oh, my headphones turned off. Hi, babies. Don't do that. Alright, gonna rewind. And make sure you can hear him too. Yeah, you probably can now. So, vada voom, vada bing.
You know, ever since High School Musical 1.
Oh wait, I'm doing it. We can start at normal speed. And if this is uncomfortable or it's too slow for me, I'll speed it up. But we can start slow.
You know, ever since High School Musical 1, Disney Channel's been pumping out musical movies pretty much every year, it seems like. Now, so far, I've talked about the High School.
I don't know exactly if they've done it every year post High School Musical. Let me pull it up. The list of DComs. No. Wait, we'll stick on here. I'll look it up on my phone. Haha. Wait, I can look it up on my other screen. I have two monitors. Heck yeah. Disney Channel original films. Guys, this is such a nitpick, by the way. I'm goofy for this. High School Musical, yeah, that was a musical, in fact. High School Musical 2, Camp Rock, yeah, and Cheetah Girls. Well, I mean, like, they've been doing this stuff since Cheetah Girls, right? Like, Cheetah Girls are musicals too. None in 2009, one in 2010, Lemonade Mouth in 2011. Let It Shine might have been a musical. Yeah, it's a musical technically. Teen Beach Movie. None really in 2014, and then 2 in 20. Yeah, I mean they do them frequently. Yeah. DComs are yearly. There's a few DComs every year. Even nowadays, they technically are releasing DComs. Technically, last year there was like Zombies 4, and technically Wicked Wonderland, but like, and then they also release a good amount of these as originals onto Disney Plus. Disney Plus has kind of taken over in a lot of the dialect for kids as far as it goes. I'm a substitute teacher and I never see kids being like, we're watching the Disney Channel, right? All right. I am so stupid. I just went on a minute-long ramble for 6 seconds of video. I'm sorry, guys.
Musical and Camp Rock series, but this week I thought I'd take a look at the most recent Disney musical series or whatever, Descendants. Now the first Descendants movie came out in 2015, and it's actually one of Disney Channel's most watched movies ever, putting it up there with High School Musical 2 and Teen Beach Movie. I should probably check that one out sometime. But yeah, so this movie's gotta be a masterpiece, right? Let's check it out. The movie starts out by introducing us to this kind of hodgepodge world of Disney characters.
Once upon a time, long, long ago. Well, more like 20 years ago. Belle married her beast.
Wait a second here. You're telling me 20 years ago the Beast looked like that? Whatever happened to this guy? Looks like Belle got the old Tinder switcheroo, you know what I mean? See, that's why.
Alright, we're going fast. I'm not going to be able to deal with him for too long.
You gotta be careful. You think you're talking to a guy with a perfect jawline and he's telling you all about his singing teapots or whatever, and then bam! Turns out it was just.
I mean, I don't even think he looks that bad. When you're making another version of a character in live action, I think you're very allowed to make, to recast, like, and not make it look like the film. Yeah. And he's going off on this Tinder thing for this Disney original film.
Divorced high school math teacher the whole time. Anyway, so the king's son.
Why are you implying he's a divorced high school math teacher? No.
Ben will somehow become the new king when he turns 16, which I'm pretty sure that's not how any of this works, especially since his dad was apparently elected king.
Yeah, so instead of a honeymoon, Beast united all of the kingdoms and got himself elected king of the United States of Oregon.
Yeah, this is a weird Cinderellasburg. Guys, they called the Descendants films called one of their areas Cinderellasburg. The Great Wall. See, you can't take Descendants seriously. This is the whole thing with these films. You gotta take them as the jokes that they are in a lot of ways. Double checking my texts. Okay, we're good. Yeah.
You know, I got a lot of questions about the socioeconomics of this world. Whatever, let's move on.
He rounded up all the villains and sidekicks, basically all the really interesting people, and he booted them off to the Isle of the Lost with a
Kind of messed up.
magical barrier to keep them there.
Anyway, so Ben wants to release some of the Disney villain kids from the Island of the Lost and let them come to his high school. Because when you see a 2008 Justin Bieber haircut in 2015, okay, you know this guy's a risk taker. So here is.
Why do we need to make a Justin Bieber joke about this? When did this video come out again? This was in 2019. We're making Justin Bieber jokes about a 2015 film in 2019. Great job, guys. Very, very, very ingenious idea.
Where the movie actually gets going. We flash sideways over to the island and we get our first look at who the bad kids are.
Oh, there's news! I buried the lead.
Okay, one thing I'm going to say about Descendants that I actually really like. Kristen Chenoweth as Maleficent's great in this. Everyone's like, oh no, they ruined Maleficent. I think they're allowed to have a joking thing. That's fair. I was born in 2001, so I'm old in some ways, and then in other ways, I'm young. It's a weird world. But so a thing for me, as far as how my philosophy goes as a film creator and someone who analyzes the mediums, you're allowed to try and reinterpret characters in whatever way you want. Like there's some options that are bad, but if you want to reimagine classic Disney villains as like goofballs, you can do that. Not that he's implying that right now here. I don't know if he does. I know some people did though when Descendants criticism. All right, we're gonna go on.
You four have been chosen to go to a different school in Oregon.
What? But yeah, so this is the island of the Lost, which kind of just looks like if you crossed Hook with Newsies, but all the songs are dubstep for goodness knows what reason. Anyway, so turns out these are the kids that get to leave the
I don't think the songs in this are dubsteps explicitly, Mr. Myers.
island and hang out with Ben and his cool hair. We have Mal, Maleficent's daughter, Carlos, son of Cruella de Vil, Jay, the son of Jafar, and Evie, daughter of Evil Queen. And of course, being who they are, wouldn't you be shocked to learn that there's maybe a little something more going on behind this whole thing?
You will go, you will find the fairy godmother, and you will bring me back her magic wand.
What's in it for us?
It's all about you and me, baby. Do you enjoy watching innocent people suffer?
Well, yeah, I mean, who doesn't?
Well, then get me the wand, and you and I can see all that and so much more.
So long story short, the kid
Yeah, I am older than you. That's a fun thing. Does that surprise you? Were you expecting that? I know. I've got a young vibe, I think, sometimes. Wait, I'm on top chat. Let's see live chat. There we go. Cool.
get picked up in a magic limo and taken to the Auradon Prep School, where they're greeted by Ben, the kid from before, the fairy godmother.
I'm fairy godmother, headmistress.
The fairy godmother? As in bippity boppity boo?
That was a long time ago. And as I always say, don't focus on the past, or you'll miss the future.
Yeah,
The fairy godmother is my least favorite character in these films. Loki, like I don't know if he dives into this, but there's like an entire. I thought about doing a Descendants video a while back. There's this entire bit in the first film where they're like, this is remedial goodness and stuff, and trying to bare bones basics. I'm someone where I think condescension is like one of my least favorite traits in anyone. If someone's a condescending person outright, it's really, really frustrating to talk to. And she embodies that here in these films.
you should probably stop saying it like that. And we also meet Ben's girlfriend, Princess Audrey, who smiles way more than any person ever should. Like, I mean, seriously, this is the face you make when someone tells you to smile, you know, and you're just like, is this good enough for you?
This is Audrey.
Princess Audrey. His girlfriend. Right, Benny Boo? Hey, you're Maleficent's daughter, aren't you? Yeah, you know what? I totally do not blame you for your mother trying to kill my parents and stuff. Oh, my mom's Aurora. Sleeping Beauty.
Anyway, so after this, the kid
I mean, so FGM is so annoying. Wait, what's FGM? I don't know what that is. Okay, to dive into that a little bit though. He's like, yeah, she's smiling way more than anyone should. I think the implied director's decision within it is that it's like, oh, she's putting on a happy face as she has to confront the person whose mother put a curse on her mother. That's probably the generational thing of it. Audrey's interesting in these films. Like, she's absent from the second one, but she's now the main villain of the third film. Interesting cases all around. Yeah.
kids get tours of their new dorm rooms and everything. And of course, you know, they don't like them because they're all nice and clean and gross. But they got more important things to worry about, all right? They got to find the fairy godmother's magic wand.
Fairy godmother? Yeah, I'm with you there. Sorry, my bad. I think it's funny how everyone's takes on fairy godmother as a character post Cinderella has been making her feel worse as a character. It might be interesting to see some take on Cinderella that tries to rehumanize the fairy godmother instead of as we have it where she's much more treated as annoying or the problem within things. I don't know, that'd be a fun, interesting film direction, I think, you know? Just gonna get a drink. We're gonna be here for a bit, so yeah.
And I assume a whole lot of baby powder, because, I mean, they're wearing these, like, leather polyester outfits for the entire movie, so, you know, it's got to be quite the adventure going on over there. Now,
Why, see, like, it really just is his style of film criticism, where it's just nitpicks in a way that's just uncomfortable within the context of what you're talking about.
thanks to the power of the internet, they find out that the magic wand is being held in a museum nearby. So they make their way over to the museum, and we get all kinds of cool Disney Easter eggs, like the guard being put to sleep by having him prick
There's actually, like, so much between these two scenes. Like, a good amount. Oh.
his finger on the magic spindle thing.
Prick the finger, prick it deep, send my enemy off to sleep.
But, like, as I recall, the only way to wake someone up from this spell is with a kiss, right? So, like, the next day at work's gotta be real awkward.
It's a joke to the sleeping wheel. We don't need this.
So, you gonna do it? Nope. You? Nope. Well, I guess it's goodbye, dearie. Anyway, so they find the wand and try to take it, which sets off the alarm, but they all manage to escape just in time, which is really impressive because, like, how do you even run in these outfits? Now, the next day is the kids'
It's an outfit, it's a costume, it's a visual flair for a Disney Channel original movie. No one's thinking, oh, practicality. Also, the actors are doing it. Screw you. Sorry.
first day at school. And, of course, you know, things start out a little awkward.
If someone hands you a crying
this scene.
baby, do you A, curse it, B, lock it in a
This scene is everything I hate about Fairy Godmother in these movies.
tower, C, give it a bottle, or D, carve out its heart?
But, as luck would have it, Mal runs into Jane, the fairy godmother's daughter, and she pretends to be her friend and gives her nice hair, you know, the foundation for any good friendship, as I always say, in hopes that she will somehow help get the wand, I guess.
My nose. Oh, I can't. Not like your mom. With her wand. She doesn't use the wand anymore. What a rip. That's the face. Yeah. Oh, mother. I
just don't understand why you can't make me beautiful too.
Can you work?
Yeah. And hey, invite me.
Anyway, so while this is all going on, the other characters have their own little adventures, like Evie starts to have a thing for Prince Charming's son, aka Prince Jay starts playing whatever this sport is, and Carlos gets scared by a dog.
Why are you holding him? He's gonna attack you! Carlos, you've never actually met a dog, have you?
Rest in peace, Cameron Boyce. Cameron Boyce was fantastic. I got a lot of issues with Jesse, but like he's not him as an actor is never an issue with it.
You're a good boy, aren't you? I guess you guys have it pretty rough on the island. Let's just say we don't get a lot of belly rubs.
Well, I would certainly hope not. What's going on in this movie? Or there's this part later on.
It's the entire thing is about it's Cruella de Vil's son. What would you think would happen? Like, she manifests her frustration with dogs on her kid and traumatizes him. Justice for Carlos.
On where like another girl sees what Mal did for Jane, and of course, you know, she wants to be cool too now.
Dude, one of the things that I kind of hated in these films, they have the child of the child of Mulan. It's just like the one Asian character. Bam. Oh, Mulan's child. Yeah, makes sense. There's a lot of issues within how the Descendants films handle culture and the previous Disney films in their adaptation. I'd say this is one of them. What's going on? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's frustrating. Like, it's frustrating when you see it was very 2010s and 2000s thing, I think, in representation, where so often they would be just like, oh, yep, this actor's of this race, that's why this person's child. And the thing with these films often is there's a lot of really weird dynamics as far as how it spreads there. And it's just like, the thing for these films, Descendants is a franchise that's in such a crisis because it's a Disney adaptation of these fairy tales again, but it's ultimately its own fan fiction, right? Descendants is essentially Disney villains fan fiction, where all the Disney villains have children and they go to school together, right? That's the vibe of the franchise. But like the whole thing with how Disney marketed it, I feel like is the lie within it. Because Descendants is marketed as, oh, children of these iconic Disney villains. Whoa! What I think the correct way that they could have played things off is treat Descendants as its own fantasy franchise, you know? And do something where it's like classical fairy tales, but we have to invoke the Disney image because we're a Disney Channel franchise. It makes sense. Why would Disney not do that? But it's still a weird decision. Yeah, gonna continue.
I love it. You too. It's just...
The thing that I'll say, by the way, also with these films, for the main characters, Jay does like nothing. Carlos and Evie are the breakout stars of the main four of this film. And yeah, we're just talking about his Descendants Lemonade Mouth videos for a more chill stream today. Welcome in, Truge. I just wanted to go and dissect these because I figured it'd be a fun way to do a stream for the day. Because I don't really have much else that I was thinking of covering videos wise. Let's continue, shall we? Bada boom.
Now I'm cool.
What? That's all it takes? I've been doing it wrong this whole time? Anyway, so later in the movie, we learn that during the prince's coronation ceremony, you know, when he actually becomes king, the fairy godmother is going to use the magic wand for something, and everyone gets to attend. So finally, this is their chance to get the wand and do whatever their plan is, but there's just one little problem.
Is it true that we all get to go to your coronation?
Yeah, the whole school goes.
Do you think that it's a possibility that the four of us could stand in the front row next to the fairy godmother just so we could soak up all that goodness?
I wish you could. Up front, it's just me, my folks, and my girlfriend.
Now, after hearing this, Mal's like, "What's that, girlfriend you say? I'll be right back." And goes off to the kitchen to start making a love cookie to try and brainwash Ben into dumping Audrey and falling in love with Mal instead, which I feel is completely unnecessary, because let me tell you.
Just like Obsession.
Okay, when I was 16, if some...
Yeah, no, this is all bad jokes. I figured it'd be a better way to just talk about this and just talk about Descendants as a film series, you know? Or at least the first Descendants film. So we're much more here for the vibe than the ride here. So yeah.
Cute girl with purple hair came up and gave me a cookie. I mean, it just would have been all over for me. Anyway, so...
This is the thing about Alex, right, in his videos. It is all these, like, romance jokes. Where it's just like, this person would have so much effect on me. Because this is, like... This is kind of copy and paste verbatim for like the jokes that he would make an obsession about it being over and everything. This has been the defining style of his channel for like 7 years now. 7 years of making videos like this. We got some creators in the chat, I know. You guys, I'm assuming, are with me. Why would you ever make the same jokes over and over again for like 9 years? That's insane. I think it's crazy to do.
He makes the cookie and gives it to Ben.
No, hey.
Hello, Jeremy, US Review. Welcome to the chat for us. We are currently looking at Alex Meyers' Descendants video and analyzing how his most popular video has the same issues. Yeah, no, he was basically like this from this point. Now, I think a big thing with how we got to the obsession thing was Alex was chasing the trend of going for a popular movie, but also just running out of these. Star Wars fans, here's a question. Why would anyone watch these sloppy reviews by Alex? Also, hello. Hi, welcome. I think they work on a lot. The thing about these videos is they're very digestible to an audience. Yeah, no. I'm with you, Jeremy. I used to find some of these as funny breakdowns, but I think what I can get at as like the core to him, right? These videos became popular because they're very digestible. When I review a movie or a show, I make an explicit point that I barely ever use clips. That's a big rule for me as far as it goes. My videos aren't a replacement. I will throw Judy Hopps through a water pipe for 30 minutes instead of showing clips from a film. Because when you play clips, you have that whole context. When I want to create a vehicle to explain a film, sometimes clips can help accentuate a point and spell out what you're trying to say. But yeah. Oh, no, Mal's a child, right? What she does to Ben's bad, right? But like, she is still a child in the end of the day who's in high school. Instead of like a 25-year-old man, Bear's only a little bit older than me. I would not think of that. One of the things that's interesting about Bear's age of 25, 25 is when the brain's developed. Actually, yeah, no. 25 is when the brain's fully developed, and that's the age they chose for Bear. I think that says something. All right, we're gonna resume in a second. Yeah, no, fair. Again, I think it's always better to watch something before you watch videos on it. I don't use clips either. I pretty much use... Yeah, Google Images can do great for showing the point.
How are they?
They're good. They're great. They're amazing. You know, the chocolate, the chocolate chips. I'm sorry.
See, that's why you don't go for the sugar-free kind, all right? Just one bite and the rest of your day's ruined.
Wait, what? What are you saying?
I'm sorry.
See, that's why you don't go for the sugar-free kind, all right? Just one bite and the rest of your day's ruined.
Sugar-free kind, okay. Yeah. Blah. Here, we're gonna move to 1.25 there.
Mal, have you always had those little golden flecks in your eyes? How you feeling, bro?
Okay, so just real quick question here, guys. What's going on with Jay over here? Is he okay? But anyway, so turns out...
Yeah, you think he's fine. I don't think that's something we need to question. Is Jay okay? Jay's just helping his friend on her scheme because they are villain kids who were raised by Disney villains and don't have a concept of good really baked in yet.
The cookie worked maybe a little too well, and now Ben loves Mal so gosh darn much he just has to sing about it. You know, like you do. So now that Ben...
Does he not know the rule of musicals? The rule of musicals is that when you have a strong emotion, you go and you sing about it. In musicals, when your emotion's too strong for words and speaking, you sing. When it's too strong for singing, you dance. That's the rule of musical escalation as been established. Alex is giving you Jello Apocalypse vibes. I like Jello Apocalypse actually a lot more than Alex's takes on a lot of things. I can find some Jello Apocalypse videos very enjoyable. I enjoy his like marathon reviews a good bit. But no, yeah. No, it's like, dude, this is a Disney musical. It's not some random film. The dancing's not like diegetic in itself.
Ben is like so in love with Mal or whatever. He asks her out on a date, but not just a date, okay? It's like a date, you know what I mean? So to prepare for this,
Okay.
Evie helps Mal look less like herself. Because, you know, if you're gonna make a movie like this, you gotta have a makeover scene.
No, you don't. It makes sense for her to. It makes sense for her to have like a makeover for a date, I guess. You know, a makeover scene's not inherently baked in for this. Hey, Buddha Cat, welcome. No worries. You're welcome to come in whenever you want. These things are pretty casual. I just put people that I trust and know pretty well as mods because it's better to have. Hey, Takara, welcome. I hope you're having a lovely day yourself. I don't think I've met. Wait, hang on, channel activity. Hee. Oh, yes, this is your first time. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a great day. I don't know when you discovered the place. I've actually not seen your photo around, but yeah, welcome. We're just getting cozy and having fun, talking about some bad Alex Meyers videos again. It's great. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys in my chat.
I know.
For the first time, I understand the difference between pretty and beautiful.
Okay.
Anyway, so then they go on this super romantic date through the forest, and they have like a picnic by the lake that Ben set up beforehand, and look at me, I'm Ben, I'm so perfect. So out of nowhere,
He's literally in a love curse with her. I think he'd want to go all out for their date, and also it's a teen romantic musical movie.
Ben's just like, hey Mal, do you want to watch me swim? And then Mal's like, nah, I'm good. But then she takes one look at his abs, and it's all like,
That is a child character, sir. We're not gonna go out of our way and mention their abs. Is this? He's got this obsession with abs on characters. That dude. Okay, wait. I gotta pull this up. Hang on. Actually, I'm not gonna play it. He went on for Riverdale a whole song about Archie's abs. Yeah, he was 31 when this came out, but still, it's awkward. It's pretty awkward at that age. Yeah, I don't understand why he doesn't get so many of these things. Like media literacy is not hard. Oh, quick aside. Okay, let me go through the chats. By the way, if you guys, one thing I'll warn you about too, I have Kofi and Streamlabs that you can donate to if you would like to during these streams. You'll get your message broadcast on the screen, and it'll be chill. And I'll be very thankful. I'm trying to fundraise for living and everything. So, okay, but I got a few questions in the chat. Okay. Descendants and Zombies are just so Disney Channel cheesy that they're kind of endearing despite their flaws. Yeah, no, a lot of these films are pretty good in some regard. I think I have a lot of respect for Disney Channel original movies on some level. We're gonna go into after this is Take on Lemonade Mouth, which is a 9 out of 10 film. It's pretty fantastic. Quick aside, do you plan on seeing Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey? I am hoping to see it pretty soon. I didn't get to see it, it's just coming out tonight. I'm gonna probably make my way to theaters to see it. Yeah. Is Hadestown also in theaters right now? Guys, do you think I can bring my little baby boy Snake to the movie theater to see Hadestown? Would that be okay? To take my Snake to see Hadestown in theaters? Yeah, no, I think I can bring a snake into a movie theater, totally. Snake a snake into the movie theater. So I don't see Hadestown on my AMC app. Maybe is it considered an event? Perhaps? No. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, I don't see it on my app, but I will probably at some point. I will probably be at some point seeing. Oh, Hadestown the musical. Okay. Oh, it's okay. When it is opening, I will be. I will be out of town for a home event. So, with this all said, yeah, no, sneaking in Lego Batman's the same thing as a snake. But yeah, I am excited for the Odyssey. All right, we're gonna continue this, guys. We're doing great. You guys are fantastic. This has been fun so far.
And she sings a song about how she's falling in love with him or whatever. But you know, to be fair, I did the same thing when I was in high school, except take guy with abs and replace him with girl who walked by me in the hallway once, but still.
Oh, I don't. Is that. Why are we making jokes like this nonstop? Again, I know high school's like 10 years removed, but it makes you come off rather creepy, to be honest. In school, like, I would not have wanted to get to know you. And these are the only jokes he knows how to make.
After this, Ben lets us all know that he has no idea how first dates work and just throws out one of these.
More like you don't know how to make you don't know how first dates work?
Oh, Mel, I told you that I loved you. What about you?
Well, you know, I wouldn't say love, but sure, I'm a pretty big fan of myself, all things considered, so... Wait, what was the question? Anyway, so skipping
Buddy, stop. Skipping ahead.
ahead a little bit, it's the day of the coronation, and finally time to get that magic wand. Now, believe it or not, Mal's not completely evil, and she plans to undo her love spell on Ben before the whole, like, taking over the world thing happens, because otherwise, you know, that'd be kind of rude.
Yeah, that would be like Bear. if Mal's thinking about undoing this spell and Bear doesn't, why were you comparing them in a scripted video? It's like, that's the other thing. His videos are scripted. He has the chance to go back through and be like, oh, Descendants doesn't really work for this. Because if you're referencing Descendants, I feel like you'd research up on Descendants again for the reference in your Obsession video. No thoughts. I'm pretty convinced that he just was not thinking through these. Alright, we're gonna continue, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. This has been pretty fun. I'm curious if he actually does have writers or if he just borrows jokes from friends. Like, because he's not on the immediate current release thing, right? Because there's some critics, myself included in some ways, who go on the current release digestion, I guess, of films. Yeah, we're gonna call it a digestion of films. If I talk about a film often, it's a currently release. I work to rush out a video on it pretty quickly, and a lot of other critics move on this basis of trying to talk about current releases as they're coming out. But yeah, no, let's continue.
I have something for you.
For me?
Yeah. It's just for later.
Always thinking. But I can't wait.
No!
This is really good.
Would you say that you're still in with it? That you have very strong feelings for me?
Let's give the anti-love potion a few minutes to take effect.
What? What? You knew?
Yeah, so turns out the love spell wore off a long time ago. But like I said, a cute girl with purple hair who gives you cookies and muffins? Like, I mean, come on, what am I gonna do, say no? Anyway, so the coronation starts, you know, big fancy ceremony and all that. But I gotta say, I know that Disney Channel doesn't have the biggest budgets or whatever, but like, how has their green screen technology not gotten any better since like Halloween Town 1? What's going on over there?
I mean, I think it looks a little better. How does it look again?
But like, how has their green screen...
I mean, yeah, no, it's an awkward shot, but like, it's not the worst. You love Ben in the scene? Heck yeah. I don't. I mostly talk about older, more niche films. Fair. If I talk about a new film, that's something I really want to talk about. Understandable. Again, the thing about the film reviewing landscape in the world of releases is everyone works on their own cadence as far as it goes. We're all trying to do our own methods to make this work, you know? We need people who talk about current releases. Like, the film ecosystem of reviewers, as far as it goes, lasts a lot longer than you'd expect, in some ways. there's people at like every stage of the cycle, and it's kind of fascinating always. All right, we're gonna continue. Bada bada boom boom boom.
Screen technology not gotten any better since like Halloween.
Also, fair for it be for I've not seen the Halloween Town films really. Better than Rings of Power. Not watched that either. Yeah, no, I think talking about films that catch interest is why we talk about films. The beauty of movies, the beauty of any medium where you have favorites and stuff is the discussions within there, you know? I love comparing, I love contrasting, I love how films build into other films. I'm obsessed with the story of Hollywood. Like, I'm obsessed with the stories behind the scenes and watching and charting someone's career and seeing where they go from here to there, you know? I agree. One of my favorite things to do as a reviewer is find a hidden gem and try to promote it. If you guys, one of my favorite essays that I have that I keep trying to yap to people about, my Not Okay video that I made back in 2023 is still one of my favorite videos of all time. And that one was, gosh, 2023 was 3 years ago. Oh my gosh. I am curious, side thing in the chat. If you guys have a favorite video that I've done, I'd be very curious what y'all's favorites are. I still have yet to see Halloween Town, but I saw Hocus Pocus a while back. I don't know if I vibe with Hocus Pocus much. I get that I got that magic for a few days when I was in LA. Fair. When I was in LA about a year ago in June, I went to the Academy Library, and it is one of the most beautiful places for film things ever. If I lived in LA, I would go and chill at that library often. But I don't. I live out here in Chicago, where there's stuff still. There's a lot of stuff to do film-wise in the city. But yeah, but it's not LA. Okay, we're gonna continue.
Town 1. What's going on over there, guys? Anyway, so the fairy godmother takes out her magic wand, Mal grabs it and blasts open the barrier on the island and unleashes all the Disney villains into... What's that now? No. You're kidding.
Child, what are you doing? If you won't make me beautiful, I'll do it myself.
Huh. Well, isn't that something? So let me just get this straight.
It's payoff. It's payoff to earlier bits. Darn, you graduated high school in 2023? See, 2023, yeah, I was in college at that point. 2023, I spent a semester in Ireland, and then I started my senior year of college. I feel old. Continuing.
Jane wants to be pretty, and so naturally, of course, that means the wand is therefore going to destroy the barrier on the island? Just wham bam bibbidi bow, there you go. Like, how exactly does magic work in this world? And on top of that, like, what even was Jane's plan here? She's just gonna, like, make herself all purty in front of everyone as if her mom...
It's so crazy that the film is like, yeah, she's ugly. Guys, she's a Disney... I think it's awkward writing in child characters to be like, wow, you're an ugly child. Like, it's awkward on your teens. It's awkward on your writing. It's a weird experience all around. I don't know if any of y'all are writers who write screenplays too, but I would never write a younger character and have like their physical appearance as part of their traits. You know, you kind of build that once you do it in, and making the entire catalyst of the plot being the entire villain thing for the entire action is because she thinks she's not pretty. Is stupid. Continuing. Bada boom.
Isn't just gonna undo the spell 5 seconds later anyway, and everyone already knows what she looks like, so... Huh?
Disney Channel movies, they don't always make sense.
Alex Meyers videos, they always use the same jokes. I feel like he's used that before in some way. We've not talked about other Disney Channel original movie videos of his. You know, I'd be curious. I've got Lemonade Month queued up, but I might switch us to Descendants too after this. I'm curious how he handles the best of the Descendants films.
Anyway, so Mal takes the wand away from Jane, and she's about to do, you know, whatever she's gonna do with it, but that's when things take a turn.
I think I want to be good.
You are good.
How do you know that?
Because I'm listening to my heart.
I want to listen to my heart too.
Have you ever noticed that that's like the solution to every problem in every Disney movie? But like, I tried that once, and I did not get very far. Hey, you remember that time you went to Starbucks and the barista said, enjoy your drink, and you said, yeah, you too? Why don't we just think about that for 12 hours? Or how about that time in high school when Jessica randomly asked if you wanted to come over and study, and you said, no thanks, I studied yesterday? Whoops. Sure hope you weren't planning on sleeping tonight. So in the end, Mal and the
sorry. Had to let that out. That is a stupid bit, Mr. Myers. That is a very dumb bit to talk about with this film. Like, you're darn, like, if that's what his heart's saying, do you just dwell on the moments that much? Are you in the state of nonstop yearning? I'm gonna continue this before I lose my brain.
The other kids decide that being good is cool and friendship is magic and everybody fist bumps for some reason, and they all live happily.
It's a Disney Channel original movie. Of course these are gonna be the morals. Like, what are you expecting? Like, for real. Media targeted towards kids are gonna be much more happy for that. Look, what, do you want them to be depressing? Or something? What do you want the moral to be if Descendants, the film about Disney villains' children? I'm screaming internally. I am screaming very internally.
Ever after until 10 seconds later.
Okay, this is a bad CGI effect.
You know, I gotta hand it to you, Disney Channel. Somehow, you always make your villains the most obnoxious people ever. Hats off to you.
What, you don't like him having fun? Guys, Maleficent's like one of the best parts about this film, and it's because she's fun. What, is Maleficent, the villain of the film, not gonna announce her thing like this? She's a hammy villain in this film. What are you on about?
Yeah. Anyway, so Mal tries to convince her mom that taking over the world and stuff might not be the best idea.
This whiteboard has not changed in forever. I feel like he's probably have some loop of a bunch of Alex Meyers little guys, and he uses this whiteboard for, like, everything. It's been 7 years, and you've not evolved your style at all. Cheesiness is kind of the brand for these. We're gonna continue.
I've had years and years and years and years of practice being evil. You'll get there.
No, I will not. Love is not weak or ridiculous. It's actually really amazing.
Okay, Mal, let's just hold on for a second here. You're like, what, 16? How about we circle back in like 10 years after you've dated your fourth guy who thinks that grinding his own coffee is a personality?
Stop!
And we can talk about it then, all right? Anyway, so in the end, Mal uses the power of love, yes, really, to turn her mom into a baby lizard, and then she gives the wand back and everyone sings and dances and all that Disney stuff. Now, this movie is a musical, right? But I don't know. The songs are so few and far between that it's actually kind of jarring when suddenly everyone starts singing and then you're like, oh.
I don't think the songs are so few and far between. I'm gonna go and pull up this list. Hang on to a few seconds. So we go to Descendants, and we go to the amount of songs here. There is, wait, hang on. Also, I just saw this on the Wikipedia as I'm here. This film had not nearly as many viewers as High School Musical 2. High School Musical 2 had 17.2 million people watching the film when it came out. This film had 6.6. It just has built up over time more, you know? Okay, if we go to Descendants and we go and look in the song list, because there's a soundtrack, because the soundtrack for this film, by the way, was on. It wound up going onto the Billboard 200 in the US and topping the list. But we have Rotten to the Core, the intro song, Evil Like Me, which was Maleficent's song. Did I mention it says? I barely can think of that one. If Only, which is one that Dove Cameron has. The Be Our Guest rendition that they have. A reprise of Only, Set It Up. And then Believe. They have 8 songs. 8 songs is a pretty adequate amount for a musical. Which joke's the sexist one? They're all a little sexist, but yeah. I don't think you'd ever review RRR. We're gonna continue.
Oh, right, yeah, this again. This movie's also full of what I like to call Disney Channel personality. What I mean is...
Wait, why did this just appear? Oh, I can create a highlight video. That's cute. Okay, sorry.
It's like, all the characters are supposed to be around, like, 16 or whatever, right? And yet, they all act like they're maybe 10? I mean, like...
No, I mean, it's a movie made for younger kids. If this was an actual kids movie, of course everyone would act like this, but I'm not sure 16...
If this was a kids movie with, like, kids in it, this would be fine. But, like, 16? Anyway, so with the...
Yeah, no, this is pretty accurate, I think, for, like, the thing about when you're writing media for kids that are about teenagers is you're trying to craft the idealized teenhood. Because when you're a little kid, you don't know what it's actually like to be a teenager and have a lot of the, and when you're a teenager, you have a lot more in your head. But when you're 9, you don't think that teenagers have a lot more going on. You think that they're just like you in a lot of ways, just older and have more perks. So of course you want to find some middle ground when you're writing them for this audience. This is ridiculous. I think this video is so stupid. We're gonna continue and finish this off, hopefully.
Third Descendants movie coming out this August. I guess we'll just have to check out the second one too sometime soon. So, you know, look forward to that, I guess. So last week I did Lizzie McGuire and, you know.
That's it? Okay. This is a bad video. I don't know how this became his most popular one. And a lot of his problems that exist from this, like, I don't think, the thing with the Descendants video is it's kind of cheesier fluff. It's not like he's talking about a film like Turning Red or Obsession, right? Well, Obsession's, like, way out of this league. But, like, even Turning Red has a lot more themes running through it than Descendants does. Because Descendants is basically built around the one theme of, it's kind of generational trauma. It's like, can you outgrow your upbringing? It's a lot of nature versus nurture, you know? I think it would be really fun to, I was going to go on the Lonely Mouth video, and I think we can do that after. But I think a better course of action is going to be that we're going to talk about Descendants too. So, chat, feel free to chill, ask questions, whatever at the moment. I'm going to put us on BRB for a second, and I'll be back in like 3 minutes, okay? Y'all are great. I love you guys. You're amazing. Whoosh.
You know, there's just something about Disney Channel movies, like
The Descendants 2 video queued up and ready to go. Let me check some things and see if anyone needs something from me. It looks like we are good today to get in and talk about Descendants 2. Alright, so here's what it's gonna go. We're gonna do at the very least this one. If we're feeling it still, we might wind up going to Descendants 3. And I still do want to do Lemonade Mouth, but like, I'm curious to see how it evolves on these themes, because he did this because Descendants 3 is coming out, you know, getting people geared up for the new film there. Alright, so let us dive in.
You know, there's just something about Disney Channel movies, like they're so bad, but they're still so good at the same time. I don't know how they do it, but it's actually kind of impressive. Anyway, last month I made a video about the first Descendants movie, which turns out was actually one of Disney Channel's most popular movies ever. Now, 2 years after the first
Yeah, I mean, fair, I guess.
one, in 2017, Descendants 2 came out and was their most popular movie since the first one, so
Go verify. I'm gonna fact check you in a corner. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, he's correct there. But again, this was like by the death of Disney Channel. We don't think about the Disney Channel in the late 2010s because they weren't really a big thing. And eventually we get to the point where their films have very, very, very few million views per one. But yes.
you know, I guess the swap just didn't do it for you, huh? But anyway, I figured it was about time I head back to Oregon and see what kind of wacky adventures everyone's gonna get into this time. Right in the beginning of the movie, we meet our good old friend Mal, who's looking a little different than she did in the first movie. I mean, you know, it's a tale as old as time, right? Girl meets boy, they fall in love, and then BAM! No more zippers. Anyway, Mal gets
What do you mean no more zippers?
taken away by Evie to get ready for the upcoming Royal Cotillion. Now, this cotillion is really just like a fancy ceremony thing where Mal is going to become an official lady of the court, whatever that means. But here's the thing, okay? Ever since Mal started dating Ben's
Yeah, I don't get... Wait, hold on.
Mal is going to become an official lady of the court, whatever that means. But here's the thing, okay? Ever since Mal started dating Ben's abs, she has to go...
Why are we doing this about this abs thing again? Is this so fun for us? Yeah, no, Mal's look is part of her arc, correct. You want to reevaluate it. When you're making a sequel, you want to reevaluate how a character dresses because the costume says so much about them. And her going blonde is, well, I mean, like, it's interesting the culture of the main world where hair dye is not much of a thing. Hair dye is a thing for the villains, which are like outsiders. These films have bad world building to begin with, but like, still, I don't think. Okay.
Go to all these dinners and meetings and just all those things you have to do when your boyfriend looks like, you know, what if Justin Bieber took a shower? But deep down, she feels like something isn't quite right.
You don't ever miss running wild and just breaking all the rules?
Like stealing and lying and fighting?
Yeah. No.
What?
Why would we?
No, I totally get where Mal's coming from. I mean,
Character arcs. So what are character arcs? It's not like a Disney movies or stories have a whole lot. Have that at all? Yeah. Well, writing is you want to have character arcs and you want to grow and extend and strengthen your characters over time. If we're watching the same person in every film that they're in, they're not going to be as interesting to watch. If we're watching the same reviewer over and over again, they're not going to be as interesting to watch. Okay, moving on.
wish I could go back to a time when life was exciting and I was just so happy every day because I didn't know what calories were yet. So I'm with you, Mal. But also, it's not
Come on, man. Is your entire life about yearning being a teenager and having more strict rules under your belt?
like Ben's making things any easier.
I have a little surprise for you.
Again? Wow. That's like every day now.
Or every other day. Even days. Because you're even more perfect than I thought.
Ben, I want to like you, but you can't just say things like that, okay? Anyway, after this,
You can when you're a Disney character. Yeah, no, quite the choice, True Buddha Cat.
we meet up with Carlos, who finally hit puberty, and Jay has a cool purse now. Now, here's the thing. Carlos wants to ask Jane to the cotillion dance thing, but of course that means he'd actually have to talk to her. And let me tell you,
Wait,
there's nothing scary. Carlos wants to ask Jane
why are we portraying Jane this way? I don't get this.
to the cotillion dance thing, but of course that means he'd actually have to talk to her. And let me tell you, there's nothing scarier than asking a girl out when you're 16. Because, like, what if she says no, and then instead of going to homecoming, you just spend the whole night eating Junior Mints and watching The Little Mermaid sing-along edition. Anyway, so
Stop making jokes like this. Oh my gosh, I'm going insane.
Carlos keeps trying to ask Jane out, but every time he does, it's just like, hey Jane, do you wanna... So he begs Mal to make him like a truth gummy that's gonna make him say how he really feels about a lot of things, but also how he feels about Jane.
So, this thing will make me say what I really feel to Jane.
Yeah, I mean, this is a truth gummy, so.
Perfect.
Hold on, though. Are you sure that you want to be taking this? Because this is going to make you say the truth.
Which I gotta say sounds like the worst idea. Oh, hey Carlos, I heard you wanted to ask me something. Yeah, you ever notice how in a Goofy movie, Roxanne and her dad are completely different kinds of dog? Like, what's up with that? Unless her mom remarried or something, which means Roxanne's living with her deadbeat stepdad? Now, that's kind of dark if you think about it. Like, how come we never learn anything about her? And then in the second movie, she's not even there? Like, what's going on with that? Also, you want to go to prom? Anyway, back.
Stop. Just don't. I understand that he wants to do this whole funny guy thing and get through it as a funny man. I understand. But, like, if in this character's moment, it's I get it. It's a joke. That's what he's thinking in his head. He's a joke. I don't know what he's thinking in his head. Bam.
Back to the movie.
I'll take my chances, I guess.
Okay. Bad dog.
Man, that thing was nasty.
Oh, it's a
Guys, we're watching Dog with a Blog now.
talking dog movie now. Oh. So after this, we cut over to the Island of the Lost, and here we meet some new characters who were
Uma's the best character in all of these films, by the way. I think she's freaking fantastic. China Anne McClain is like is probably just the best Disney star of the 2010s to come out there. Bobby Moynihan's also amazing. I love him in everything. Especially Hoppers. Like, dude, he's great. Yeah.
probably gonna cause trouble, I assume.
That snooty little witch who grabbed everything she wanted and left me nothing.
Look, we have our turf now. They can stay in Bourdon.
Harry, that's her turf now. And I want it too. Son of Hook, son of Gaston, and me, most of all, daughter of Ursula.
Okay, first of all, thank you for the exposition. Second, I mean, son of Hook, I get that. Son of Gaston, yeah, okay, sure. I mean, there's probably a lot of those he doesn't even know about, you know
True.
what I'm saying? But daughter of Ursula? I mean, how? Like, who? You know, I got a whole list of questions here, but let's just move on. Anyway, so this girl is Uma, and she's angry because Mal and Evie...
Yeah, Bobby Moynihan's in Hoppers. He plays King George and is one of the sweetest characters in that film. Honestly, probably one of the... What is this screen? I'm sorry.
and all them get to live in Oregon, but she's just stuck here on the island. In fact, she's so upset she sings a song about it, okay? That's how you know things are getting serious.
Yes, because that's how emotions work.
Now, flashing sideways over to Mal, she and Ben are having a picnic, which is apparently all there is to do in Oregon, and Ben's really impressed that Mal was able to make all this stuff in like half an hour. But that's when he learns the truth.
Do you have a napkin or something?
I do. I packed some. I think I stowed them away. I can grab them.
What's this? Speed reading spell. Blonde hair spell. Cooking spell.
You know, Mal's mom sure gave her like the lamest spellbook. Oh, I can change my hair color and make food appear out of nowhere. Actually, never mind. That sounds awesome. Anyway, so Ben finds out
Fair.
Mal's been using magic, which I guess is like a no-no, and he's not too happy about it.
You've been keeping secrets and lying to me.
I'm a big fake, okay? This is fake. This is fake. This is who I really am.
You're a peanut butter sandwich? I think this is one of those metaphors that sounds way better in your head, you know what I mean? Now, Mal's upset because she just can't seem to fit in with Oregon, and she has to keep pretending to be all perfect all the time. So, she decides...
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think... Okay, this is going to sound stupid. And if you think so in chat, you can tell me. And, you know, there's kind of a bit of an immigration-ish thing in Descendants, which is a weird way to describe it. But there's a little bit of an immigration story in how the characters are people from the island of the Lost and that culture. And it's the story about how they're learning to integrate into the more mainstream society that once cast them out. I think it's kind of stupid to make jokes about this when this is the case of how the films are, you know? Like, of course people are going to find a hard time adjusting to another culture. One that was oppressive and banished their parents to an island, you know? And let them like, one of the things about Descendants is world building. The heroes are not great in these films, you know? The Disney heroes decide, oh, all villains have to go off to another island. We don't have to think about them. Like, okay, Australia, welcome back. All right, let's continue.
to pack her things and head back to the island of the everyone has leather pants. Now, when Ben hears about Mal, he tries to come up with a plan to go to the island and win back the girl of his dreams.
This is my fault. This is my fault. I blew it. I have to go there and apologize. I have to go there and beg her to come back.
And you'll never find her. You need to know the island and how it works, and you have to take me with you.
Yes.
And we'll bring the boys too because they're safety numbers and none of us is really too popular over there right now.
And of course, this means Evie gets to play dress up and gives Ben all these cool zippers. And then they teach him how to walk like this for some reason. And finally, it's time to...
A fun song they just glossed over. No, I mean, that's fair. Descendants is a weird franchise to try to understand, I think. It's a weird concept as far as it goes. again, this dude glossed over. He's already skipped over like all the songs, and I get copyright, but it's like Descendants' music is actually really solid a lot of the time. I wanted at some point when I start doing my musical song rankings, which is a project that I've got in the works. Descendants is up on that list. I would love to rank all the songs in the Descendants films because there are some good bops in there. And yeah.
Go get Mal. So they make their way over to her secret clubhouse, and Ben goes to apologize.
At least I don't see a picture of me with one.
I mean, I knew things were getting tough for you, but I didn't know they were I'm gonna give bangs a try level of bad. You know, this is kind
When you're you go back, she didn't have bangs in the first film, but like she's playing with her hair and having more fun with it. No, fair. I'm understandable.
of one of those things like every girl goes through where for some reason you think you might want bangs, and then you get them and crap, now you look like Dora the Explorer. So then you grow them.
Why? Dude, first of all, guys can have bangs. I have bangs. I love my bangs. Why are we insulting bangs?
Back out for the next like 6 months, and finally, when you're feeling good about yourself, and one night while you're asleep, this little fairy flies into your room and just whispers in your ear, "But what if you got bangs again?" Anyway, the scene continues.
I don't see what the issue with bangs are. No, they look fine. Is this your personal taste in women? Is that what's being implemented there? Yeah, your brain's melting. I'm the guy who's guiding you. I'm the conductor on this crazy train.
Mal, I'm so sorry about our fight. Please come home.
I'm such a terrible influence.
Don't quit us, Mal. The people love you.
Also, he's got bangs too. Get wrecked. He doesn't care.
I love you.
Now, naturally, Ben's having some sad feelings and goes off on his own. But that's when he gets kidnapped by this guy, Harry, son of Hook, and taken to Uma's place. So now Mal has to go save the guy that she just rejected like 5 seconds ago.
I'm back. Loser, party of one. Right this way, please.
Anyway, so Mal and Uma decide to settle things the way all teenage girls do, with an arm wrestling match.
If you win, Ben's free to go.
On 3.
1, 2,
3.
If I win, you bring me the wand.
Okay, wait a second here. The MacGuffin for this movie is the wand again? We're doing
It's a powerful artifact. That makes sense.
this again? So long story short, their big plan is to make a 3D printed version of the fairy godmother's wand, because in case you hadn't heard, Carlos has a 3D printer now, so, isn't that something? Anyway, they print out the fake wand, and then that girl from the first movie, the one who like ripped her skirt so she could be cool or whatever, which does not work as well as I was led to believe, but that's not important right now. Yeah, so she finds out what they're doing and tags along with them back to the island.
Oh, Lonnie, I made them bring me.
Oh, I'm so glad.
And dude,
I told you to stay. I flunked obedience class.
See, he's a dog, and he flunked. Anyway, so then it's finally time to save Ben from Uma and Harry and all this eyeliner. So they all head over to Uma's pirate ship, and Mal shows her the wand. But then Uma's like, "How do I know it's the real wand?" And then Mal pretends to cast a spell on the dog because, the dog can already talk, unfortunately for us.
Does this vest make me look fat?
Then they trade the wand for Ben, but Uma realizes the wand is fake because it doesn't actually do anything. But as I recall, the whole point of the island is that magic doesn't work there.
This
Yes.
is my hood. No magic, no Wi-Fi, no way out.
Which is the whole reason why Maleficent gave Mal the spellbook to take with her in the first place.
Yes, it doesn't work here, but it will in Oregon.
So even if they had actually brought the real wand, wouldn't it just do nothing anyway? So what's even the point of any of this? Pfft, can you believe this kid's movie? But anyway, then there's this.
Can you understand it's a kid's film? When you're watching and reviewing media as you do and have 4 million subscribers, here's the whole thing. Just have the media literacy to understand that it's a different film. Oh my gosh.
Big swashbuckling battle with Mal and her friends versus the pirates.
Amazeballs.
Every time the dog talks in this movie, it's like what I imagine menstrual cramps feel like. Anyway, so this fight goes on for.
Why are we bringing menstrual cramp? So, guys, we gotta talk about this. I think there is such a misogyny to who Alex Meyers is. I'm noticing this more and more as we go into these things. I'm not someone who makes jokes about women's issues and stuff going on about it randomly. And I'm like, I don't experience that. I don't know why you are. I don't understand who the target is. Are you trying to... It kind of just sucks, you know? It's kind of just really unfun to watch through and sit through and deal with. It's sucky. Like, I don't get why we're making jokes about menstrual cramps in a movie about Descendants, you know? Or in a video about Descendants 2. As far as you listening to a talking dog. Talking dogs have been in films forever. It's stupid. I don't think it's a good character, but like, yeah, no, go heck yourself. Well, no, don't do that. I'm sorry, Alex. I don't want to be mean. It's a little too mean, but yeah. Okay, we're gonna continue.
Much longer than it needs to, but eventually they all escape through a giant sewer pipe and back to the magic limo. But in all the hullabaloo, Mal drops her magic spellbook. Once Ben is safe and they're all back in Auradon, our 4 main characters sit down and have a little show and tell, but, you know, with feelings.
Everybody wants me to be this lady of the court, and I have no idea how to keep up the act.
We're never gonna be like anybody else here. That's okay.
And we can't fake it.
Yeah, I mean, especially without my spellbook.
Mal, if Ben doesn't love the real you, then he's not the one.
You know, of course it's important to be yourself and show the real you and all that stuff, but like, it's a gamble either way, to be honest. I mean, you pretend to be a normal human being, and of course that facade never lasts long, but then with the next person, you're very upfront about, you know, how you would rank every Tim Allen movie, and they don't call you back either. So, just, I don't know, do whatever you want.
All these are dating jokes. I don't know when he was married and stuff as far as it goes. I don't really care about the whole marriage thing, but this permeating through every video about all these jokes about dating is so frustrating to watch.
Anyway, so that night is the cotillion, and Carlos is running out of time to ask Jane out. So he musters up all his courage and pops the question.
Would you be my date for cotillion? And if you don't absolutely hate me by the end of it, would you consider maybe being more than friends?
It's a stupid pop culture joke. Yeah.
Anyway, so then it's finally time for the main event, which, just FYI, is being held on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean. Mal comes out looking all fancy, and then Ben comes out looking like this for some reason. But then, out of nowhere, guess who else shows up?
Yeah, it's the Ursula thing. It's a reference to the Disney film. Ursula did this.
Right away, Mal figures out that Uma must be using the spellbook she dropped earlier, and now Ben's under some kind of like magic mind control or something. And so, instead of using the fairy godmother who's standing right there with the wand, Mal uses the power of love, again, to break the spell.
I never told you that I loved you because I thought that I wasn't good enough. And I thought that it was only a matter of time before you realized that yourself. Ben, I know what love feels like now. Ben, I've always loved you.
Now, with the spell broken, Uma throws a fit and jumps into the ocean, where she uses her magic necklace to turn into whatever this is.
She's Ursula's daughter, yes.
True love kids won't defeat this.
Yeah, that's not really something I was worried about at this particular moment. Anyway, so then Mal uses her magic powers to turn into a dragon. You know, we're just getting a whole lot of information all at once here, and I don't really know what to do with it. And
it's in the lore that both of these villain kids, Maleficent's big thing was dragons, Ursula's was octopuses. Yeah, of course you're gonna invoke that for your climax. You kidding me? Why do you censor the kiss? Because he's a little baby, okay? He's a little baby where it matters. We're gonna continue.
Anyway, so Mal's like, grrr, and Uma's like, and then Ben remembers that his mom forgot to buy some more Pop-Tarts. And he too jumps in the ocean to tell them not to fight because, guys, friendship is cool.
Nobody wins this way. We have to listen and respect each other. It won't be easy, but let's be brave enough to try.
Now, after hearing all this, Uma's just like, nah, and swims away. But like, really though, the climax of the whole movie is just nothing. Anyway, one
of the things that he doesn't even gloss over, okay, in Descendants, right? Uma's correct. Uma is one of the few villains out here where it is... oh, nice Star Wars fans. Uma is one of the very few villains in like one of these films where she is more correct than the heroes because they did abandon the rest of the villain kids. A common theme as far as these films go is not addressing the other kids that are stuck on the Isle of the Lost. Uma's correct. Uma's the radical. We support Uma. Okay. Yeah.
And Mal gives her spellbook to the fairy godmother. Ben promises to release a few more kids from the island, and then everybody sings a song about believing in yourself and the power of friendship and, I mean, you know, Disney Channel stuff. Now, I gotta say, in almost every regard, Descendants 2 is much better than the first one. Like, the songs are better, there's more of them, the way the characters act and talk is much more interesting and fun to watch, everything's better, except for this guy over here. Why is he here? Like, just when I'm thinking, this movie's not so bad, we get one of these. Amazeballs! And my whole week
Yeah, it's corny. It's stable for one of these things.
Is ruined. Anyway, Descendants 3 comes out August 2nd on Disney Channel. So maybe you should expect a little something from me, maybe sort of kind of coming out around that same time. You know what I mean?
You're gonna review the film the minute it comes out. Uma is correct. Yeah. Yeah, no.
Hey everyone, so, you know, in these videos, we all like to have fun and make some jokes and all that stuff, but just putting that aside for a second, a few days ago, Cameron Boyce, the guy who plays Carlos in the Descendants movies, he passed away in his sleep. And he was only 20 years old, which is, I mean, how is that a thing? Now, I didn't watch the show Jesse or really anything else Cameron's done, and, like, I'm just now getting into the Descendants movies, so there's not really a whole lot I can, like, genuinely say about the situation, but Cameron definitely had a bright future ahead of him, you know what I mean? And this is why one of the things I always say is, like, if there's something you ever want to do in life, just go do it now, right? Because one day you might go to sleep and just not wake up, so... But yeah, I don't really know what to say. There's not...
Okay, tender tribute to have for Cameron Boyce. I think Cameron Boyce's death being when he was so young was actually really tragic and really sad. And it's unfortunate, right? We lost an actor who was pretty talented for their age. Gonna bring this up. Why are you in your whole thing being like, yeah, go do it now, you could die in your sleep? I think that rubs me just really the wrong way as someone who's a little afraid of death. And like when you're doing a tribute to someone who matters, right? I gotta rewind this. I'm gonna double check. I don't want to butcher this commentary.
Future ahead of him, you know what I mean? And this is why one of the things I always say is, like, if there's something you ever want to do in life, just go do it now, right? Because one day you might go to sleep and just not wake up, so...
I think that's an awkward tone for him to use for this kind of delivery, because yeah, it's a good message to do things as you can and do them in the moment, because it's the reality. We don't know how much time we have left. I lost someone in my family just this week, so I completely get the whole feeling there. But at the same time, yeah, and it's like to some extent, as far as this goes, I understand the meaning of a serious tribute here. But it's just when you're trying to take something very seriously and you're the internet funny man as you perceive yourself to be, I think that rubs me a weird way for sure. And that's what I got to say on that. I think it's a weird delivery for something that's supposed to be serious.
But yeah, I don't really know what to say. There's not much to say. I mean, it's sad. It sucks. What do you even say? What do you even do in a situation like this? But all I can say is thank you, Cam.
When someone dies, you want to honor and look through what the legacy that they've crafted is. You want to go out of your way and analyze their impact and how a lot of people they matter to, you know. When we brush past death as far as it goes, when we just erase the way we look at death, we don't honor the impact of what someone's life was, you know. I'm someone where it's like, to be very personal as far as this goes, I'm always afraid of death because it's terrifying to think about, and we got to think about it more seriously and just respect who someone was. Again, I'm not a fan of like most of the media Cameron Boyce has been in as far as it goes, but I think his impact is something to be honored as far as what he did and how he's mattered to so many people, and so many people got attached to him from the kids who watched him growing up. This is just ridiculous. I did not realize this was at the end of this video. Oh my gosh. Yikes.
Cameron, and we're gonna miss you. You know, usually when you have movies that have sequels,
maybe it might be a weird take. It's a bad idea to have this big in memoriam section and then immediately be like, yep, please subscribe.
and stuff. It's like the first one comes out and it's like really good or kind of good or whatever, and then the sequel comes out and it's like kind of worse, and then the third one comes out and then you're just like, why are they still doing this? Like, but with Disney, it's kind of like the opposite. Like with High School
Yeah, no. I've actually not seen Doug's thing about his mom passing, which I'm sorry for him when that happened, but yeah, it's a lot, guys.
Musical, right? The first movie is this kind of cheesy, quaint musical type of thing, right? And then the sequel comes out, and like High School Musical 2 is so much better than the first one. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. It's like, wow, this is way better. And then the third one is like actually genuinely good. Or like something like Camp Rock. Camp Rock 1 is barely understandable, to be honest. And then Camp Rock 2, much better, you know? And with Descendants now, it's basically the same thing, where it's like, you know, the first one is, it's not bad, but it's kind of like, and then the second one is like better in almost every way. Which is why when they introduced the dog character, like that dog ruined an otherwise pretty decent movie.
Don't say a dog ruined a movie. The dog's barely in it.
It's the same with like the Kim Possible movie I did a couple months ago, where it's like there are so many moments in that movie where it's almost great, and then just the whole like it's a Disney movie thing kicks in, and then it's just like, oh, you're just rolling your eyes and just like, why are they doing this? And so this movie is the same way, where it's like, man, if they just changed like one or two things in this movie, would have been pretty good. Which is why I have high hopes for the third one coming out next month, because you know, like it's been a couple years, so it's like if they just keep the songs the same level, keep the writing maybe a little bit better, and don't have a talking dog ever in the movie, it might be a genuinely good flick, you know? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Let me know what's your favorite.
All right, chat. So I'm gonna give you the two choices because I've got enough in me for one more video of his, and we can here. I'm gonna offer it. We're gonna do either Descendants 3 or Lemonade Mouth. Which review should watch? I think I lean towards Descendants 3 because I actually don't have nearly as much to say about the Lemonade Mouth one as much as I love that film. Okay. 2 votes for Lemonade Mouth. Okay. I think we'll do Lemonade Mouth, yeah. So, I'll cue that up and we're gonna let me just grab a quick bite to eat, and I will be back over and we'll cover Lemonade Mouth. You guys won there. Let's take care, Buddha Cat. Let's go to BRB just for a few seconds.
So I've talked about a lot of Disney Channel.
Alright guys, we're back for the final video of the night, or the day. So the pleasure to welcome you to, oh, I'm gonna just plug myself also for this. So once again, 2 things that we're doing tonight, or one, I'm gonna be on K-Huck's stream. If you know K-Huck Cast, I'll be on their live stream tonight. And then also, donate to my coffee or my Streamlabs if you'd like to display a message on here. I always appreciate money. That's a funny way to phrase it. I always appreciate money. Anyways, we're gonna watch through this thing. I don't know how long we're gonna go, but we've been streaming now for how long? This is a feature-length film stream. Whoa. And let's go. One dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
So I've talked about a lot of Disney Channel movies here and there. Descendants, Camp Rock, High School Musical. I've been around the block. Every time I do one of these, I get a lot of requests in general, but specifically to do the movie Lemonade Mouth. And whenever people request this movie, it's always like, can you please make a video about Lemonade Mouth? But don't you dare say anything bad about it. So
True. People are very protective of Lemonade Mouth. It's a very good film.
I figured before we really get into the whole like winter holiday season and find out what kind of masterpiece Vanessa dare say anything bad about it. So I figured before we really get
I don't know. Let It Snow is actually a really good film. And Klaus is one of my favorite Christmas films, that's all.
Into the whole like winter holiday season and find out what kind of masterpiece Vanessa Hudgens is making this year, I thought it was finally time to check this movie out. So let's take a walk. Lemonade Mouth starts off where any good teen coming of age flick begins, with all the main characters sitting in detention. Because that's what happens when you listen to that rock and roll music and play them video games, I tell you what.
The rules in here are simple. No eating, no drinking, no sleeping, no talking, no tapping, no texting. You break a rule, I got another day of detention. Are we clear? Great.
You know, I always thought it was kind of funny how detention's supposed to be like a punishment or whatever, right? But like all those rules the teacher just said there, like those were the same rules in my entire high school anyway. I mean, I swear, there's nothing a high school teacher hates more than the sight of kids having fun, you know what I mean?
I think part of the whole understanding of why you'd reinstate those rules of detention is it's the kids who are the rule breakers as is. It's kind of like a reinforcement, I guess.
But anyway, so this is where we meet most of the main characters of the movie. We have Stella, Wen, Mo, Charlie, and Olivia. Now, to give us a little backstory on these kids here, we flash back to that
The way he draws them so awkward, too.
morning before all this happened. First, we have Stella, the new kid in school, having just transferred a month into the new year, which, surprise, surprise, she's not too thrilled about.
Stella! But who cares, right?
The best character in any Disney Channel live-action movie, by the way. Stella is literally the heart and soul of this film.
I care. Then you and Dad might have thought to ask me before you moved our family halfway across the country.
Wen is this guy who's pretty weirded out by his dad.
You play that clip just to explain Stella and you didn't commentate on it? Yeah.
Dad's new girlfriend.
Have fun.
I mean, you know, I'm just saying, like, right? Charlie is a
The dad's clearly dating someone who's much younger and not his mom. There's more going on there.
drummer whose parents really want him to play soccer. Mo is the straight-A good girl who's got a bit of a dark side, like exposing her shoulders.
Why is that what we're making jokes about? Also, welcome back, Prince Ben from Descendants. I'm kidding. Silly joke to make about exposing shoulders.
And she's also dating this guy, the pretty boy guitar player in the local rock band, who's definitely one of those kids who still quotes Rick and Morty like...
This is, first of all, the film came out in 2011, but like, past that, no. No.
All day. And this is Olivia, the relatably awkward character who's average in every way, just like me.
Olivia has crippling stage fright. That's like her big arc as far as it goes. She seems... And it's interesting to call her the average person when part of her whole lore is her father being in jail.
So this first part of the movie is really just showing us how these kids got detention in the first place. Like Mo gets caught trying to skip class with Pickle Rick over here. Charlie throws...
What, you just gonna make Rick and Morty jokes about him? Is that it? This video came out in 2019, by the way. This wasn't even like a Rick and Morty recent thing. It's
a fit because he doesn't want to play soccer and he's very mature about it. Wen calls his teacher stupid. Stella interrupts a school assembly.
All our coaches.
My shirt, my decision. Okay, don't let your school take away your rights. Okay, be heard. Use your voice. Come on! He can't tell you what to wear.
And finally, Olivia gets in trouble for reading a book. Yeah, I have no idea how this
in a closet. In the janitor's closet.
Who works at all. Anyway, like I said, all these kids get sent to detention, which of course, wouldn't you know, is all the way down in the basement. So we follow Stella as she starts to learn a little more about what kind of school she transferred to.
You lost?
Oh, no, I'm
Detention, huh? Follow me.
What is this place?
This is the underground. Unless you're wearing a varsity jacket or a cheer skirt around here, you're basically
Invisible.
See?
Oh, fair, understandable.
You're catching on already. Detention's at the end of the hall.
Now, on the way to detention, all the kids come across this ancient-looking vending machine that only sells lemonade in, like, mason jars or something, and one by one, they all end up drinking some in this strangely dramatic montage.
Where the stars align and fates collide. This was that moment.
When all the kids realize that drinking lemonade that's probably been sitting there since, like, 1957 might not be the best idea, but also just...
Like, it's a whole, like, bonding kind of thing to show how, as different as the kids are, they still have the whole idea to go for the lemonade, older lemonade, which is not in the school's normal fashion, you know? It's a way to show they're all outsiders. Externalizations, Alex, they're things.
Quick aside here, isn't it kind of weird how the teacher said she'll give you more detention if you have any food or drinks or whatever, and then there's a vending machine right outside the door? I mean, that's...
Sure, she said that. Sure, she said that they could get more detention for drinking. At the same time, there's more stuff that happens in the basement than just detention. It's part of the Lemonade Mouth plot is that all the, like, artsy and other clubs have been banished downstairs. Duh, of course they're gonna have a vending machine. Vending machines are everywhere in high schools because that's where people want food everywhere. Blah blah! Sorry.
It's like the American school system in a nutshell right there. Anyway, so this brings us back to where the movie first started. Now, it turns out the teacher in charge of detention is actually the school's music teacher. And she's not too happy about how the principal treats everyone who doesn't like kicking balls around, you know what I'm saying?
Rather than let you twiddle your little thumbs for the next hour, we are going to put those thumbs to use. We're gonna unpack and we're gonna turn this storage room into a music room. We might as well make the best of it, right? We've been banished to the basement.
But anyway, so she tells the kids to clean the room up while she's gone and storms off to go do something. Now, as per usual with these kinds of movies, what at first seems like a bunch of random noises like water dripping, finger tapping, or me crying in the corner because I tried to say hi to the girl I had a crush on and all that came out was
he has one joke. It's all he does.
Suddenly, all of this turns into music, and everyone starts singing and dancing and making this face for some reason. Because like I said, it's one of these movies. But right then, the teacher comes back and sees what these kids have been getting up to.
You, Olivia, you have a beautiful voice! You are meant to play together! Oh, come on! You don't have a moment like that and then just ignore it! Rising star! Rising star!
Rising what?
Rising star.
It's a talent competition.
So the teacher's big plan is to have these kids win the Rising Star competition and hopefully change the principal's mind about everything. Now, because they're teenagers, of course, they're all like, whatever, I don't even care, because, I mean, you know, caring about stuff is for losers, right, guys? But anyway, so after this, everyone goes home, and here's where we find out what's really going on with these kids. For example, Stella's parents are both doctors, Charlie lives in the kind of place you'd see in like a YouTuber house tour, Wayne lives on a horse ranch, and he finds out his dad's new girlfriend is a horse girl, which actually kind of explains everything if you think about it. Anyway, I just mean, like, at first I thought this was going to be one of those movies about high school kids who want to play music, but their parents just don't understand or whatever. But turns out it's really just about a bunch of teenagers who are fed up with their lives being so gosh darn wonderful. Anyway, so the next...
I know that's a sarcastic joke, right? It's so gosh darn wonderful. But it's like a big thing about Lemonade Mouth's appeal, to me at least, compared to other Disney Channel original movies, is a lot of the Disney Channel original movies are these very, very, very basic and nuclear-like setups. It's about a bunch of kids who have hardships at home finding each other in this situation. There's more to it than Alex is talking about. And, yeah.
Stella texts everyone, even though they never exchange phone numbers, and brings them all...
Doesn't matter, they probably exchange phone numbers at some point in the detention. You don't need to show that.
Together again.
I signed us up for Rising Star this morning.
We're not experienced enough.
I also
That pizza looks really good. Hold on, can we zoom in on the pizza? No, I'm kidding, we can't.
signed us up for Halloween Bash.
Yeah,
it's amazing what a principal will agree to if he thinks his new problem student is channeling her energy into something productive.
Stella.
I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I don't want to be some random face in a yearbook.
You know, I get what you're saying, Stella, I really do. But, like, there's a whole lot more life after high school, okay? You know how many times I've looked at my yearbook since I graduated?
So, Alex, wait, hold on.
Never! You kidding me? I don't want to remember any of that stuff. Anyway, so after...
So, okay, gonna just bring this up. A lot of people are like, it's crazy to go to this teen movie and be like, guys, high school doesn't matter after high school. When you're a teenager, high school is all that you know. It's your whole world. It's everything to you. You don't just go to, like, it's not a funny joke in my mind to just go up to a child and be like, you know, you're gonna have to get braces when you're older. It's just, bad jokes.
some convincing and tossing a coin for some reason, they all agree to give it a try because, what's the worst that could happen, right? Now, the first big performance they're getting ready for is the Halloween Bash. But see, here's the thing. Mo's boyfriend's band is also playing that night, and he's not too happy about it.
So, you know that new girl, Stella? She has some band, and Miss Resnick is in on it. This so-called band has half our stage time now. It's nuts.
It's me.
What?
I'm in the band.
You could play backup guitar for me or something, but come on, joining the band is taking half our night from us? What's up with that? I mean, I really don't want this to come between us.
Clearly.
I just love how he says that, like, the best thing Mo could ever accomplish is dating him. But anyway, so shockingly, he continues to behave with the maturity of a guy who pops all of his collars, and Mo isn't sure what to do. Although, I mean, I'm pretty sure the answer is just to date anyone else, but hey, what do I know?
If a guy doesn't call for a few days, should the girl worry? Do guys do that? You're a guy, right? You're not like a guy.
Wow.
No, I just mean like, you're my friend.
You're my friend.
Now, right after this,
did we need that?
one of the other guys in the same band as Mo's boyfriend just kind of starts causing trouble for like no reason. One thing leads to another, and Stella ends up spitting some of that radioactive lemonade all over the guy, and things get pretty intense.
Whoa, break it up here, break it up. What is going on here?
I went to go get a turbo.
You're correct. Paint splash. That's a red flag, but not all of obsession in the Alex Meyers verse.
And they just start threatening us. The next thing you know it, Lemonade Mouth over here spits all over me.
And that is how we got our band name.
Oh, it's called Lemonade Mouth because they're all drinking lemonade. I mean, I knew that. I didn't just figure it out right now. What are you talking about? Now, after this, there's
Okay, at least that's self-deprecative.
this little scene of Mo walking into the weight room at school, and she finds out why her boyfriend's been ignoring her all this time. Which, like, yeah, that kind of sucks, but I mean, he's got one of those haircuts and he rolls up his jacket sleeves, so you know what you signed up for, Mo. Anyway, so finally, it's the night of the Halloween Bash, and everyone's excited and nervous and, all those emotions you have when you're young and your life is so worth living. So Lemonade Mouth starts playing their show. And of course, Stella just can't help herself, and she starts throwing lemonade around and goes on this long tirade about a bunch of random stuff. And would you believe the principal's not a real big fan of this?
Completely disruptive.
We just spoke our minds, and Principal Brennigan, you shut us down.
Because the decisions I make are for the good of this school. Lemonade Mouth is finished. You will not use the music room. You will not use the instruments. If I hear so much as a hum coming from the locker room showers.
With all due respect, which is none by the way, but still, quick question. Why exactly would you be listening to us take showers? Now, with the band being shut down by the principal, they were all just going to give up and go their separate ways or whatever. But turns out being barred from playing at the school really only makes them more popular in punk rock anyway, so good job, Principal Dum Dum. So they keep on playing together and become bestest friends, and their band keeps getting more and more popular, and just everything's looking pretty great. Now, one
thing I want to bring up, another problem with the Alex Meyers verse of, like, reviewing. So there's a way in reviews to, like, not make a point by omission, The theme of Lemonade Mouth and its entire purpose is it's a film that's essentially about going against a corrupt system. It's dare we say it's going against fascism? No, I'm not gonna equate Lemonade Mouth to fascism unless. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now. But so when we look into how this goes, the whole thing with the principal is, you can see the connection. He was okay with Stella's band originally because it was him trying to divert them to something that doesn't matter that much. The music thing for these guys is a clear second project instead of their main thing. They're mainly sports stars. He likes them. He lets them do that. He doesn't respect music. That's just his whole shtick. Yeah. We're gonna just move on. I'm tired, guys. We're gonna just finish this video and we'll be done for the day. But yeah.
day, Mo's out walking around somewhere, and guess who decides to show up?
Oh, come on, Mo. Can we please just talk? Look, Mo, I made a mistake.
I'm not the same girl I was 2 months ago. Me, my music, we're a package deal now.
Okay, I know. Just, can you forgive me?
Okay, hold on a second, Mr. Chan and Jawline. Did you think you could just show up and be like, oh, hey, sure, remember when me and my friends tried to sabotage your whole life? Yeah, well, now that you're more popular, I'm really sorry I picked the wrong girl. I mean, come on, Mo's not gonna fall for that.
Can you forgive me?
Of course I can.
What?
It doesn't change anything between us. It's gonna take a lot more than sorry to fix this.
Oh, okay. You got me going there for a second, Mo. Now, skipping ahead a little bit, finally we get to the day before the big music competition. You know, the one they talked about back at the beginning of the movie?
Rising Star! Rising what? Rising Star.
And suddenly,
we don't have to play that clip twice.
Just out of nowhere, everything starts going wrong. Mo just gets like really sick, and Charlie, being the genius that he is, decides that this would be the perfect time to start sharing some feelings.
For a long time, I wanted to tell you, just, you were with Scott, and then we became friends. I like you, Mo. There, I said it.
But of course, she's just like, I just want to be friends. And can we please not do this right now?
Why are we drawing her just snotty like this? I don't understand why making a teenager look gross is a joke.
And then Charlie, in his infinite wisdom, just kind of freaks out like, oh yeah, well, your songs are stupid anyway. And what kind of name is Mo? Huh? What, does your parents name you after Mo Tibbs from Smart Guy or something? And then when hurts his eye, Olivia loses her voice, it's just a whole to-do. And everyone's ready to give up and quit because, like, what's even the point anyway, you know what I mean?
What's to talk about? Okay, we can't play, so we're out. No, maybe this is a sign. Maybe it's time to call it quits.
But after singing one more song together, they all talk it out and have one of those kumbaya moments, you know, where they realize that the real music was friendship all along. So everything's looking pretty great until the next day at the big Rising Star competition.
Trying hard to fight these tears and crazy worry.
So yeah, they completely lose the competition, but Mo's boyfriend kind of sort of redeems himself by leaving his band to try and save Mo and friends.
Okay, where are you going?
They need help, man.
No, you do that, man, and you're out of the band for good.
I'll find another band.
Doesn't really help at all, but hey, good try. And finally, in the end, he and Mo get back together. Olivia and Wen are also kind of a thing now, I guess. Charlie realizes that being a musician is kryptonite for like 90% of girls under 25, and Stella meets the guy in charge of Mel's Lemonade. You know, as someone who had like no friends in middle school and high school and pretty much stayed home every weekend, I've seen a lot of...
See, dude, you're coming not from the right place when you handle these things. You weren't in the culture.
Disney Channel movies. This might be one of the best. I mean, a lot of Disney Channel movies have this like obsession with making the dumbest jokes and just...
Hey, he said obsession.
Forcing this bizarre sense of humor into everything.
Amazeballs! She goes spraying Draken from the joint.
No big. You've captured that dude more times than I tripped over my own shoelace.
Like, a lot of their movies are about high school students in their mid to late teens, but they all act like they're 12 for some reason. Now, Lemonade Mouth, however, is actually quite watchable. I mean, to be fair, the story's kind of dumb, especially in the first half, where the main antagonist is a principal who hates music and loves sports. Or the fact that 3 out of 5 of these kids...
See, Stella is dismissed by her family who moved without her. Adam's dad does not get him, and there's something with his mom. I forget what his deal is really with the film. Might rewatch Lemonade Mouth at some point soon.
almost have the exact same backstory. But other than that, I actually thought it was pretty good. It's a simple movie to be sure, but I think that's why it works as well as it does. You know, when they lay off the magic powers and time travel and robot boyfriends or whatever, Disney Channel can actually make some pretty alright stuff now and then. Well, the holiday season is...
Alright, that was trash. I'm gonna call it here for watching things today. So let's just switch over to the chill screen. So yeah, that video sucked. We've looked through 3 of his other videos now, and yeah, if you guys enjoyed this coverage, well, you can join my channel's Patreon, and I don't know, I'll do something on there soon. And also donate on Streamlabs or Ko-Fi. Funding helps me make these videos, and we'll do another video at some point soon. Yeah, this is fun though, and I don't think I'll talk about Alex Meyers again soon, but we might. I don't know. Take care, guys. I hope you had a fun stream. Sorry if I'm a little more out of it today, but yeah, we will do this again soon.